Kill the CCP family. Dig up Xi Jinping's ancestral graves. A massive wave of resistance is surging as people across China rise up to demand the regime's downfall. The economy is in ruins. 6,700 malls oversupplied. Retail profits plunged 89%. Vacancy hits 90%. Owners are smashing their shops in tears. Marriage or a transaction? Gold diggers demand a $6,300 handbag on the first date, while leftover women insist on lavish weddings, leaving men terrified. A beautiful singer is linked to the purge of 3 senior officials. Propaganda chiefs are in panic mode. A fishing vessel explodes at Guangxi Pier, torching 8 boats. Welcome to China Unhinged. Here is everything you need to know. Kill the CCP family. Dig up Xi Jinping's ancestral graves. The resistance is spreading like wildfire, calling for the regime's collapse. As the economy breaks hard, the CCP's crisis deepens, and the government is on high alert. Public resentment has been building for years, but this year, conflicts have spiked. Slogans are becoming bolder, directly targeting the CCP and Xi Jinping. Recently, Guizhou villagers erupted over mandatory cremation, shouting to dig up Xi's ancestral graves. Banners calling to kill Xi's family are appearing everywhere. Tension is exploding. On the Southwest Plateau, a peasant-led anti-cremation movement has raged for a month, spreading fast. On November 25th, thousands gathered in Zhenxiang County, Yunnan, and Ziyun County, Guizhou, to openly protest the strict forced cremation policies pushed by local authorities. To stop corpse seizures, villagers have guarded the cemetery 24/7 for 2 weeks. As footage went viral, the action drew intense attention. Residents from all 18 Xidang villages joined in, alongside supporters from neighboring townships and even nearby counties. The crowd reached 2,000 people, forming one of rural China's largest resistance actions. Even late at night, over 1,000 remained on guard. Days earlier, nearby villagers surrounded Deputy Magistrate Cheng Yang, demanding a body back and forcing the official to retreat. Villagers angrily confronted officials. If the party wants to dig up graves, start with Xi Jinping's family. Do you dare? They warned authorities. If the government tries to exhume buried bodies, just wait and see if the people let them get away with it. Now the CCP targets religious freedom too. In mid-November, governments in Linggao, Hainan, and Fuchuan, Guangxi, forcibly demolished a temple and an ancestral hall. This led to violent physical confrontations between angry villagers and government officials. On November 17th in Mong Village, Hainan, police mobilized to destroy the local temple. Footage shows unarmed villagers facing a well-equipped demolition team. Forced to remove the statue, they expressed their anger through a ritual, throwing rice at the police. Authorities often clear religious sites under the guise of illegal construction. The real reason? Totalitarian regimes cannot tolerate spiritual unity. Even a small space for ancestor worship is seen as a potential challenge to their absolute power. According to Freedom House, protests in China are surging. In the third quarter of 2025 alone, 1,392 protest events were recorded, a 45% increase from last year. This marks the 6th consecutive quarter of year-over-year growth in dissent. The public has awakened, moving from rights defense to conscious resistance. Recently, banners appeared at a Sichuan police station reading, "Xi Jinping step down, stop organ harvesting, and the dictatorship." People are no longer staying silent. Slogans included, "Eliminate the CCP," "Overthrow Xi," "Restore free speech," "Stop censorship." As the economy breaks, the regime's crisis deepens. With Chinese New Year approaching, the government is on high alert for migrant worker unrest. The Ministry of Agriculture is urging rural areas to create jobs to prevent massive returns and stagnation. Netizens comment, Young returnees have seen the world. They might organize anti-government groups in the countryside. Economist Li Hengqing notes that the housing crash and trade war have destroyed jobs. Rural areas face extreme poverty ahead. The CCP is terrified this will turn into widespread anti-government resistance. Throughout history, such resistance has driven progress. Every individual who stands up makes a contribution. Now, let's look at the economy. It is in ruins, and the data is shocking. 6,700 malls oversupplied. Profits plunged 89%. Vacancy hits 90%. A bankrupt restaurant owner was filmed smashing his own shop in tears. The viral video has become a powerful symbol of China's economic collapse. Once crowded streets are eerily quiet. Malls see unprecedented drops in foot traffic despite past prosperity. In Linyi, a newly built luxury complex is now a desolate ghost town. Restaurants stay empty at dinner time. Owners keep doors open only for show. In Nanning, storefronts are closed or used as storage for electric bikes, while mall interiors lie abandoned. Profits for 20 major retail companies plunged 89%. Giants like Wang Fujing are closing branches. In Tianjin and Hangzhou, once thriving underground malls are now largely empty with shutters down. Vacancy rates in major cities have soared past warning levels. In Shanghai's Minhang district, Aegean Place Mall is 90% empty. Rents on Shiba Road crashed from 7,000 to 500 yuan, yet still no tenants. Why? Young people prefer online shopping. 63% of Gen Z rarely visit physical malls. But the deeper problem is urban planning. China has over 6,700 huge retail projects, far exceeding the U.S. More than 120 new malls opened just this year. That's too many. The U.S. has only about 100 comparable malls despite having a quarter of China's population. It is a massive bubble. Local governments, reliant on tax, forced developers to build malls. They rushed construction without assessing demand, resulting in massive, dimly lit complexes kept alive by only a handful of tenants. In Tianjin, malls are deserted even on weekends. Owners say even beggars can't collect money there. At the main railway station, nearly all shops have shut, leaving only one 7-Eleven operating. In Xi'an, Saga Mall closed down. In Wenzhou, a jewelry store vanished, owing customers 2 million yuan. Refunds are stalled indefinitely as the parent company and branch blame each other. In Wuhan, a supermarket closed after losses. Prime storefronts sit vacant even with zero transfer fees. One owner lamented, "In the past, one store fed 3 generations. Now, one store bankrupts 3. Tianjin, a city of 10 million, has empty streets, empty malls, empty offices. Residents recall when Binjiang Road was packed. Now, despite 1.4 billion people, the silence is eerie. Analyst Chen Pokong argues these aren't temporary glitches. The CCP's rigid system has created incurable ailments. Genuine recovery requires deep political reform and a truly free market. Marriage or transaction? A viral video sparked controversy when a woman demanded a $6,300 handbag on a first blind date. She spotted the luxury item in a mall and asked him to buy it. She claimed it was a sign of sincerity. When he refused, she accused him of being cheap. He bluntly told her to go date herself. The incident ignited a debate on modern dating. Commenters say women treat men like walking ATMs. One man noted that every date involves requests for perfume or rent money. He concluded, a low-quality relationship is worse than a high-quality single life. Another woman listed her demands: a 200-square-meter city home and a car worth $140,000. She owns neither, but insists her partner must have both. She earns just $1,400 a month,
but demands a partner earning $70,000. When asked about gender equality, she simply replied, "Because I'm a woman."
This places immense pressure on men in cities with sky-high housing costs. Paying for cars, bride prices, and weddings falls entirely on them. Marriage has become a crushing financial burden. Some women refuse to cook, demand housekeepers, and ask for millions in bride prices. Even unemployed women expect tycoon incomes. One compromise can lead to endless conflict. Meanwhile, women in their 30s face loneliness. A 36-year-old realized too late that after focusing on her career, suitable partners had become scarce while her classmates' kids are in school. A 35-year-old man vowed never to date women over 30, citing high standards, difficult personalities, and transactional views. He admitted he has flaws too, but questioned if women could acknowledge theirs. Host Bei Rui criticized a low-earning woman demanding a $2,800 wedding banquet when the groom could only afford less. He accused her of pretending to be wealthy and urged her to find someone richer. Parents are frustrated. One father said, "Raising a son is hard because after marriage, wives demand endless fulfillment. I don't care if my son marries anymore, as long as he is safe." The gap between expectations and reality is widening. Materialism and age pressure are reshaping the market, leaving many young people hesitant to marry at all. Now, let's talk about a political scandal. Singer Yi Li Yuan suddenly vanished from the web. Her career intersected with 3 high-ranking officials who recently fell from power. Netizens are now calling her the anti-corruption heroine. Commentators say she deserves a medal. At least 3 senior officials linked to her, Dong Yunhu, Jing Junhai, and Feng Hongwei, have been purged. Other associates are now terrified of being implicated. Speculation says Yi is connected to powerful forces. She was a Belt and Road ambassador, a CCTV regular, and a Winter Olympics icon. Analysts say ordinary artists don't get such access. In the CCP, sexual bribery is part of a broader chain of power and money. Personal associations often reflect political connections. When a red seedling artist like Yi is erased, it signals risk. The system removes traces before acting. If nothing happened, why take her name down? Rumors say Dong Yunhu's fall began with Yi. Jing Junhai, a Xi loyalist, was reportedly taken by the CCDI for abuse of power. Even Xi's close allies are not safe. Both Jing and Feng were viewed as guardians of Xi's political line. Their simultaneous trouble, linked to the singer, intensifies public attention. Moving on to another disaster, a massive fire in Guangxi. On November 27th, a fishing vessel at Chaogang Pier exploded. The fire spread to 8 boats. Authorities claim no casualties, but the destruction was absolute. Footage shows massive flames and smoke. Explosions from diesel tanks rocked the pier. Fishermen fled in panic as the fire raged until 1:20 a.m. Fires are breaking out everywhere. On November 21st, a student dorm in Ningbo caught fire. The alarm failed, forcing managers to knock on doors to evacuate students. Safety standards are collapsing. In Guizhou, a college library burned due to old wiring. In Guiyang, an overheated e-bike battery destroyed a home. In Hubei and Jiangsu, fires hit commercial units and apartments. The worst incident was in Hong Kong. A massive inferno at Wang Fuk Court killed 198 people. The cause? Substandard protective netting that failed fire resistance standards. Mainland companies reportedly supplied fake safety mesh. Police arrested 3 managers for manslaughter. From the mainland to Hong Kong, cost-cutting and negligence are costing hundreds of lives. Citizens are questioning safety standards and corruption in construction. This wave of disasters is unusual and troubling. What do you think? Leave a comment, like, and subscribe for more China Unhinged. Thank you.